Just something that came across my mind today. I was listening to the radio, and something that came across my mind. As you know, I was born and raised in Michigan, Detroit. You know, Detroit, Motor City. I'm in California right now on business, LA. Anyway, back when I was like 10, well, maybe not 10. I want to say 12, 13, 14, that age. And when I do go back to Michigan, I listen to FM98 WJLB, the home of hip-hop and R&B in Detroit. FM98 WJLB, if you're from Detroit, you know what I'm talking about. That damn station's been around for years. Everybody remember 101, the Wrif? You know, Drew and Mike. You know, those guys were funny as shit, and I listened to them for years and years. But then Drew and Mike retired, and they brought out some other guy on, so the radio station, I don't know. Everybody remember Arthur Penhallow? What do you call himself? His nickname was, he would always get on the WWF, the Wrif, or WRIF, the Wrif, and baby, or something like that. 101 WRIF, baby. The Arthur Penhallow, I can't remember what that nickname was. He called himself. These old guys, man. So anyway, this one guy, he came across my mind today. He was called the Bushman. FM98 WJLB. You know, every night when the Bushman, between like 6 and 10 p.m. every night he would get on. And at 6 p.m. he would be like, they'd play this song and it'd be like Bush, 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 Bush. You know, it's the Bushman. I think he's still around too. He's been on air for like, God, 25 years. Since I was like 12 years old, you know, and I'm 35, almost 36. So just something I wanted to bring up to all you Detroit fans out there. FM98 WJLB with the Bushman. There was that other guy. There was that other radio station. It didn't last very long. It was 105.9 something. There was a lot of rap on there. It lasted about not even a decade. They had that one guy in there, Billy T in the Place to Be. You remember him? Anyway, Drew and Mike, man, they were the funny guys. I miss them. I met them in person. I've been listening to Drew and Mike since I was like 12 years old. And when I was like 15, I want to say, they had some kind of autograph signing. And I begged my dad. I begged him to go there to meet Drew and Mike. And he took us there. And, you know, Mike would always get on the microphone and go, bitch! You know? Or when his ass needed to fart, he would take the microphone down by his mic and say, oh, but Mike has got something to say. And then they would call that one guy, Delbert Harris, on the phone. But he died. Yeah, he died. They did these things called Harris polls, where they would call people with the last name Harris, and they would run polls, you know, on certain, just idiot stuff. And they called this one guy Delbert Harris, and he was so funny in his Harris poll that they decided to keep calling him and random stuff, and they called him, and his name was Delbert Harris. He lived in Pocahontas, Arkansas. Well, he passed away a few years ago, about 10 years ago. And then they had Drew and Mike had this thing on for hockey on days that the Detroit Red Wings would play a certain team. They would pick a player out of that team, and with this last name, they would troll like donut shops, and they would call the donut shops and be like, "Hey, can you get the player's last name?" And they would put Blows on there, like Delbert Blows or something like that, or Harris Blows or whatever. Can you get whatever Blows to the phone? And they would get on the PA system and be like, "Can blah 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 Blows come to the phone?" It would be so fucking hilarious. Anyway, but FM98 WJLB, the rap station, man, oh man, just something that came across my head today. You remember that shit? Yeah. Anyway, just a random video I want to make. Peace.